with the sports, and boys in district basketball action last night, right down to the wire.
Right down to the wire, and I have no time to talk to you. We've got so much stuff, we got to get right into it.
Okay.
Boys high school district play began last night, and 4 of our schools were in action, and I'm happy to report 3 of them advanced to the next round. So let's head to St. Albert's, where the Falcons and the Red Oak Tigers were in the 2A quarterfinal matchup. The Falcons jumped out to an early lead and never looked back. Josh Brecker with the miss, but Jamie Hughes with the rebound. He's going to skip it over to Matt Way, who kisses it off the glass. Falcons by 6, 10-4. St. Albert used their inside game well. Brian Holder on the block gets the ball, and look at that wingspan. Holder with the hook is good for another 2. The Falcons' defense keyed itself to the Tigers' main scorer, Chad Blackman, but watch Chad move off the screen and get the 3. Blackman led all scorers with 19 points. In the second quarter, the Tigers pulled to within 2, but when Matt Way stole the ball and took it all the way, the Falcons built a 6-point lead at halftime. The Falcons never trailed as they advanced to the 2A semifinals on Wednesday night with a big win over Red Oak.
One of our keys last night was to always challenge Chad Blackman. He was their leading scorer, and we had 4 different kids playing him last night, and I thought each one of the kids that played him stepped up and really did a nice job on him. Matt Way started off, and Jamie Hughes and Brendan Ryan and Greg Miller all took their turns guarding him, and we really didn't give him much room to maneuver at all last night. He still ended up with 19 points, but I guarantee you he worked for everything he got.
The 3A semifinals also kicked off last night, and there was a key city matchup which would send the winner to the next round and the loser packing for home. Let's head to Lewis Central now, where the Titans and the Yellow Jackets were in a 46-46 tie late in the third when Brett Elam nailed the 3 to take the lead, and the LC fans were just loving it. But TJ came back in the fourth. Cornelius Askew with the steal. He set the stage for some showtime. TJ regains the lead 51-49, and the TJ bench was going nutso. The Jackets then built a 7-point lead but couldn't hang on to it. A key 3-pointer and some clutch free throws set the stage for Kurt Heller to play the hero. The bucket here counts, and the game ends in a tie at 62-62, so it's on to overtime. But that didn't last very long. TJ broke the ice. Dave Patton with the 3-pointer. 65-62, Jackets on top. But then in the final seconds of the overtime, TJ leading by 4. The Titans turned it over. TJ tried to run out the clock here, but a bad pass is going to wind up in the hands of who else? Kurt Heller. Heller's going to take it, get the desperation 3. It's going to count, but LC still 1 point shy, and they lose the game. TJ advances to the next round.
When the game finally got on the line, we started playing some pretty decent D, and we're able to shut them down a couple of key possessions. And you know, then in overtime, when you get a guy to step up and hit a 3 in the first possession of the overtime, you're off to a good start. So that was probably a key shot as far as the game goes too.
I think we came into it with real positive attitude. The run at the end of the game last time, I think, helped us a little bit, and well, we just came in confident. We thought we had a good shot at them, and I just have a lot of nothing but good things to say about the kids. They believed, even after we had some adversity to overcome last time we played them, the kids believed that they could come back and do it the next time we had a shot at them, and I'd say it was just our attitude was the biggest factor.
Meanwhile, the AL basketball team also advanced last night by downing Creston 71-56. Jason Brink leading the Lynx with 16 points. Coach Dan Koch said he was pleased with his team's effort, especially for not being overconfident.
One of the most important things for us was to make sure we were pretty well focused when we went into the ball game. We were concerned early on about big school, small school mentality. On paper and in just talking with the kids, you always feel like they've got it under control and they understand what the approach should be, but you never really know until tip-off what their competitive attitude is like. Unfortunately for us, they were very competitive last night, very well focused, and the result was we played, I thought, a pretty decent basketball game.
Some pretty good games this night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thanks, Ted. Thanks, Ted. Joins us now with the sports. Kind of a tense game for the Falcons.
Real tense. A lot of ties, a lot of back and forth, and St. Albert came out all right, though. The St. Albert Falcons were in action last night in a 2A semifinal matchup against Missouri Valley, and the Falcons are luckily still alive. The Falcons trailed after the first quarter, 11-6. The Falcons gained some new life in the second, even though they gained this on Matt Way's 3-point launch. That gave St. Albert a 17-15 lead, but that was short-lived because the pesky Big Red came back to tie things at 21 by intermission. In the second half, the Falcons worked hard to get shots to fall. It took the second effort by Brian Holder to get the deuce, St. Albert by 1. The Big Red kept the pressure on. Shane Mawson with a nice move to the baseline for the reverse layup. Reds by 3. But a couple of late third quarter free throws by Holder gave the Falcons a lead, and they never looked back. In the fourth, the Falcons secured the victory with key shots like this by Kelly O'Connor. The St. Albert fans were loving it. Final touches on the win with the Falcons did escape Missouri Valley with a 53-45 win.
We didn't shoot the ball real well, really for the whole ball game. I'm not sure what our percentage was, but we kind of struggled shooting really the whole ball game. Had 11 turnovers that first half, and when you have that many turnovers, you're certainly lucky to really be in a ball game, let alone be tied at halftime. So, you know, I think that just kind of set the tempo really for the whole ball game. And luckily, we were able to open it up late in that fourth quarter and made a little bit of run at them, caused some separation, and hung on to win.
The Falcons continue their quest for state on Friday when they play Clarinda, who beat Glenwood last night. The two will meet at 7 o'clock tomorrow at Thomas Jefferson. There's a big matchup tonight as AL and TJ meet in a 3A district matchup. The Yellow Jackets beat the Lynx earlier this year, 74-64, but tonight the circumstances are different. This game is for more than city pride. This game will determine who ends their season and who takes another step towards state.
I think the keys, you know, for us in the ball game are to, again, stay focused, do the things that we do. At this point in the season, you can't, you don't have time to make special preparation. We fortunately, I think both teams know each other well enough to know that some of the things that we've been doing all year will be some of the things that we'll do again. So in getting ready for the ball game, you concentrate on the things that you do, and pretty much use that as the basis for your attack. You don't try to put anything special in for somebody that you know fairly well.
When you look at last year's ALTJ game in the district tournament, 96-93 in double overtime, and you know, you know, you don't know if it's going to go into double overtime or whatever, but I'm sure it's going to be another hard-fought game, and we have to be ready to play our best game because we're going to be facing an AL team that is going to play their best game, and that's just, I guess, how we're approaching it, that we're going to put our best game of the year on the court. And if we get out there and we play well, we feel that good things are going to happen.
Meanwhile, the Iowa Hawkeyes will be looking for a big win tonight as they visit Northwestern in Evanston.
He hopes this draw gives the miracle they've been wishing for.
We have a lot of hope for it.